Welcome to History Uncovered, where we delve into the stories and events that have shaped our world. If you're a fan of history and love learning about the people and events that have shaped our world, then be sure to hit that subscribe button below. We release new videos every day, so you'll always have something new to discover. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when our latest episodes are released, and you'll be supporting us in our mission to bring fascinating stories from the past to a wider audience. In this episode, we'll be exploring the life and legacy of one of the most celebrated figures in human history, Alexander the Great. Alexander was born in 356 BCE in Pella, the ancient capital of Macedon, to King Philip II and his fourth wife, Olympias. He was brought up in the Macedonian court, where he received an education from some of the greatest thinkers of his time, including the philosopher Aristotle. Alexander's education was a formative experience that helped shape his intellect and his vision for the future. After his father's assassination in 336 BCE, Alexander ascended to the throne at the young age of 20. His first act as king was to crush a rebellion in the city of Thebes, which had been supported by Athens. Alexander's swift and brutal response to the rebellion demonstrated his willingness to use force to maintain his power and authority. With Greece pacified, Alexander turned his attention to the Persian Empire, which was the greatest military power in the region at the time. He assembled a vast army of Macedonian and Greek soldiers, along with troops from other allied states. In 334 BCE, he crossed the Hellespont, the narrow strait that separates Europe from Asia, and entered Persian territory. The Persian king, Darius III, assembled a massive army to confront Alexander, but the Macedonian king's superior tactics and discipline allowed him to emerge victorious. In 333 BCE, Alexander won a decisive battle at Issus, in which he defeated a Persian army twice the size of his own. Darius fled the battlefield, and Alexander captured his family and his treasury. Alexander continued to advance deeper into Persian territory, taking major cities such as Babylon and Susa. In 331 BCE, he faced Darius in one of the most decisive battles of his career, the Battle of Gaugamela. Once again, Alexander's superior tactics and military acumen allowed him to emerge victorious. Darius fled the battlefield once again, and Alexander became the undisputed ruler of the Persian Empire. With the Persian Empire under his control, Alexander continued his conquests into Central Asia and beyond. He founded many new cities, which he named Alexandria after himself. Alexandria became centers of learning and culture, attracting scholars, philosophers, and artists from all over the Mediterranean world. However, Alexander's conquests were not without controversy. He faced resistance from some of the peoples he conquered, including the fierce tribes of what is now modern-day Afghanistan. Alexander's soldiers grew increasingly weary of their long and difficult campaigns, and many of them began to resent their king's increasingly autocratic behavior. Alexander's campaign against the Indian king Porus was one of his most challenging military endeavors. In 326 BCE, Alexander crossed the Indus River and encountered the kingdom of Punjab, ruled by King Porus. Porus had an army that was estimated to be twice the size of Alexander's, and he was renowned for his strategic prowess and his use of war elephants. The Battle of the Hydaspes, fought on the banks of the Jhelum River, was a grueling affair that lasted for hours. Alexander's forces faced a formidable obstacle in the form of Porus's elephants, but they were able to overcome this with their superior technology and tactics. Alexander personally led his troops into battle, and his bravery and skill inspired his men to fight even harder. Eventually, the Macedonian army emerged victorious, but not without significant losses. This victory allowed Alexander to expand his empire further into the Indian subcontinent, but it also signaled the beginning of the end of his conquests, as his troops began to grow weary of the endless campaigning. While Alexander himself was a devout follower of the Greek pantheon, his conquests had a profound impact on the religious landscape of the ancient world. As he marched eastward, Alexander encountered a variety of different religions and belief systems, ranging from the polytheistic religions of Persia and India to the monotheistic Judaism of the Levant. In many of the regions he conquered, Alexander encouraged the syncretism of local religions with Greek beliefs, creating a hybridized religious culture that would later be known as Hellenistic religion. This religious syncretism helped pave the way for the spread of Christianity centuries later, as many of the elements of Hellenistic religion, such as the idea of a single divine ruler, were incorporated into Christian theology. Additionally, Alexander's conquests helped to spread Greek philosophy and thought, which had a significant influence on the development of Western philosophy. Alexander's personal life was also tumultuous. He married 3 times and had at least 2 children, but his relationships with women were often tempestuous. He was rumored to have had affairs with both men and women, which scandalized many of his contemporaries. In 323 BCE, Alexander fell ill while in Babylon. His condition rapidly deteriorated, and he died at the age of 32. The cause of his death remains a subject of debate among historians. Some believe that he succumbed to a fever, while others speculate that he was poisoned by one of his own generals. Alexander's legacy has endured for over 2 millennia. He is remembered as one of the greatest military commanders in history, whose conquests changed the political and cultural landscape of the ancient world. He was also a patron of the arts and sciences, whose legacy includes the famous Library of Alexandria, which contained thousands of volumes of ancient texts from all over the world. In conclusion, Alexander the Great was a complex and fascinating figure whose impact on the world cannot be overstated. His military campaigns reshaped the political and cultural landscape of the ancient world, and his vision for a cosmopolitan empire laid the foundations for Hellenistic civilization. Alexander's legacy has inspired countless generations of leaders and thinkers, and his story continues to captivate audiences today. Thank you for watching this episode of History Uncovered. If you found this video informative and engaging, please like and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from the past. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so that you never miss a new video. Join us next time as we delve into another chapter of human history.